Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mimi's Place. Today, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm going to bake something, and it is a classic vintage recipe, perfect for this time of year. And I got it from one of my mom's very first Fanny Farmer cookbooks from the 1950s or 40s. I'm going to have to check this to find out what year it is, but it's old. It's very old, and I'm going to be making gingerbread cake. So, with just a few basic ingredients, this is going to come together very quickly, and it's going to be delicious. I remember having gingerbread cake at my Aunt Vicky's house, so if any of my cousins are watching, let me know if you ever had this at Auntie Vicky's house. She just always made gingerbread. I don't know, gingerbread cake. So here goes, okay? I don't know if this is Auntie's recipe, but it's a recipe that was in my mom's cookbook. But I think they're just basically all the same. So what you want to do is mix together 1.5 cups of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So the only thing I didn't add to my dry mixture, was the ginger. So it's not going to be gingerbread without the ginger. So I got to open up this new one. I go through a lot of ginger. Usually when I'm making Chinese food, I go through a lot. So what was the ginger? On here, 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon. Yep, always got to double check. Make sure I did the right one. Also to this, to make it a little bit more spice, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. I don't know if Auntie did, but I am. So if my cousins are watching this, I expect you to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this. So I'm just going to mix this all together before I add the butter and the melted butter and boiling water. So hang on a sec. I remember this recipe. I remember my aunt serving it. It would be like almost warm, and she would put Cool Whip on top, and it was just the perfect combination. I don't have Cool Whip, so whatever. Towards the end, when I'm almost ready to put it in the oven, I'm going to add some golden raisins. Not sure if she did, but I'm going to. So, okay, so I am going to mix the boiling water with the butter, and when it's all melted and everything, I'm going to add the molasses. So I'm going to be right back, you guys. Hang on. Okay, so these are very old cookbooks. The directions are very vague. From what I gather, because they don't specify, the boiling water, you had to melt the butter in the boiling water, and then when the butter was melted, add the molasses. So that's what I did. Now let's just pray I did it right. Okay. And if this doesn't come out well, I'm going to keep trying. Because I've just been dying to make gingerbread cake. It's so easy, It really looks like it's easy, so we're going to see. Okay, so I'm going to have to beat this, it says, for like 1 minute, just until it's really smooth with an electric mixer. Well, it says beat. So I'm guessing they used egg beaters in those days. So I'm going to mix this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just got done mixing it. It took about 2 or 3 minutes. Next time, I think I'm going to sift the flour so that it's easier to mix with the mixer. I won't have to use it as much. I'm just going to literally throw in a handful of golden raisins, and I'm going to fold them into the batter so it should be smooth like a cake batter. Okay, and I'm going to pour it in my pan. So I have a greased baking dish, and the oven is preheated at 325. oh, this recipe is going to be perfect for this pan. I remember my aunt used a perfectly square baking pan, and I just remember like square gingerbread cake with Cool Whip on top. So those old timers, they were great. So okay, so here she is. She's all ready to go in the oven. We'll come back in a little while.